Hello and welcome back to the stream campaign that I should really find a schedule for and do on a regular basis rather than sporadically whenever I feel like it. When last we left off, we actually designed the ship that we're going to be using next for rescuing various people. Not that. We're not going to be rescuing Phil Hat. We are going to be rescuing a whole bunch of people from Serpent, and getting science data, and planting a flag, and I think that's it. Just those things. So let's go back in to see the ship that we designed. Okay. I believe I called it the Serpent X2 or something. Yes. Which is cheaper and lighter than the Serpent X because we now have nuclear technology. Nuclear technology that we will just smack into Eden because we are jerks like that. So we have the lander, which has science on it. That's good. I just wanted to make sure that that was there. I think that's it. I don't have the fancy grabbers. I don't have anything else special that I want to add to this. Although now that I'm looking at it, I realize that there are no solar panels on the core stage, which is likely to end in disaster if I didn't fix it. In fact, while I'm fixing it, let's just also add 4 batteries on it. There we go. Now it's less of a disaster. We don't have big control, unfortunately, for the center stage, but we don't need it. It might be handy to have RCS. I mean, let's throw it on there anyway. Nothing bad's gonna happen from throwing on RCS. Just gonna guess at the center of gravity here. Of course, that's just gonna mess everything up. Might as well not mess it, or have to guess when I can. No. It's pretty good. But that's better. Let's attach everything and launch it. This is Serpent X2. I don't need a pilot because both of these have probe cores. I do want a science, but you have already done everything. Plant a flag on Serpent and orbit around Eden. Ideally, I'd want a scientist that hasn't done anything yet. It's expensive to hire someone. We are going to need more scientists. Let's just hire a guy. You are the new scientist. Let's put you in C1. Just to make sure that we have the requisite materials on board. Alright. Save. We have our one intrepid scientist who's going to be going. We have... it doesn't look like we have you down here. I need to add you, as well as we don't have that either. Okay, there we go. That will be our thing. So, let's wait for the VAB. we only have 60 days till the Pearl transfer. That's coming up quickly. Ah, look at those shadows. Alright. Serpent X2. I just want Mr. Rookie. So just tan pond. Okay. There's the glorious rocket, all 260 tons. Again, not the heaviest thing we've launched anymore, because we've gotten better technology. It's a nice shadow. Alright, we need to watch the thrust weight ratio. As high as we can before we release those clamps. This Maverick, right? It's the heaviest KW for I remember building this. Not crazy. Well, that didn't go well. Okay. Of course, this thing doesn't have any gimbaling, it doesn't feel like. Save this. No, cannot. Okay. Let's see what went wrong there. Well, I know exactly what went wrong. We don't have, these didn't fire. The reason they didn't fire is probably because they exploded the moment these things disconnected. So instead, put them like that. Should have roughly the same, just to push these away. But I want them to fire right there. Okay. So still tan pond. What? Oh. That makes sense. Okay. Scott Manley would say, check yo staging. I'm glad I'm not doing that kind of campaign. Herrera. I am mispronouncing that dramatically, I'm sorry. Oh no. Oh no. Not good. There we go. Much better. That still leaves us with a working core stage. Which I think I'm going too shallow now. So I do need to bump up my angle of attack just a bit. I like the look of those clouds. I like that you can see craters underneath the water. That's a little bug in the mod, but that's fine. Can't expect everything. Oh, don't want to leave this in orbit. So it's got only 89 meters per second. Yeah, that's enough to actually tick me over. So I'm going to ditch it. And now we have just the nuclear engine to push us the rest of the way. Very slow reaction wheel system. That's good enough. Nice circular orbit. So somewhere around here is when we're going to want to do the maneuver. Oh wow, that actually doesn't make me leave their sphere of influence. I thought that was surely going to be a kick out. That's nice. That's almost a free return trajectory on that second encounter. All right. I can extend solar panels. This might actually be a multi-burn maneuver, because you say it says it's going to take 11 minutes, which is, if I started 5 minutes ago, I would have been out of deorbited, basically. So I don't want that. So let's just do what we can on this burn. Nuclear engine, although its ISP isn't pretty great, its thrust is only 60 kilonewtons. So we are getting a thrust weight ratio, or GE force of only 0.13. It's not exactly the most high performance rocket, but it doesn't really matter because it has fuel efficiency. We like fuel efficiency. Did I include any actual antenna on this thing, now that I'm looking at it? It does not appear so. That's good to know. Okay, I have passed my periaps again. Derp. So let's try this a second time, but with more feeling. I believe if I go farther this way, I'll get a better encounter. No, except not 20 seconds from now. An orbit from now. Thank you. That's probably good enough. I want to go prograde. I want to actually burn on this one. I don't want this vector. You can see my periapse is decreasing because I'm burning downwards right now. So I'm increasing my vertical speed. Or decreasing it, I guess. Pushing it downwards. So if I start by burn too far, then I push my periapse into the atmosphere, and that would just not be good. So hopefully we can actually get rid of this and do this transfer here all in one burn. Apparently not. One more burn, though, is all that it'll take. I do need to keep progressing my burn node along. Because eventually... Oh. There we go. No, I don't want... Ugh. Damn it. Why is that so far in the... There we go. Unfortunately... I did not plan this out ahead enough. There we go. We have our last insertion burn planned out. Kilometers is enough. Probably gonna start losing signal coverage here soon. Or maybe not. I guess I might have antennas somewhere on this craft. I just don't know where. There, somewhere along there, is some wreckage that I need to find. And more wreckage that I need to explode, since I brought extra wreckage exploding equipment. Now that I think about it, I could do a whole orbit cleanup detail. First, we need to make sure that we don't actually, leave the Eden system. Map of Serpent. As we make sure not to overshoot our burn here. I'm going to stop it here because we can just come around and redo it. So if you notice, there's these dark purple that's poisonous flats, but there's also this light purple that's poisonous flats. And I haven't actually gone through and checked to see whether these are two different poisonous flat biomes. They have the same name, but they don't, they don't have the same color, which makes me think they might be different. Or they do have the same color and it's just a thing playing tricks on me. My eyes. Is this a, what's it called, optical illusion? Because these poison flats are surrounded by red and these by white. That might be an optical illusion, now that I'm looking at it. But alas, I want to find out, and I have a lander with science that I can do, and that I can use to find out. There's also that skull that I want to land on at some point. Let's lift this thing's apoapse up to something like 25. 25 is a good number. Hello, DeWill Vega. How are you doing today? There we go. That's decently circular. Okay. So, we are going to pass over the southern end of these flats just after our next periapse. That, I guess, is where I'm going to land if it's in... It's not in sunlight. That is unfortunate. That means I will wait. No. I'll wait for a more opportune time. Maybe when it's coming up over here. Why did my warp go down? Oh. Because my orbit is just BS. Okay. So let's fix that. There we go. Much less BS orbit. Okay, I believe the next one will be slightly better, or just the exact same. Okay. So we're going to be landing roughly on dawn for that splotch of biome that I want to see. Why will that not go away? Well, that's annoying. Okay. Let's transfer you to the lander can and decouple the node. So now we have the monopropellant tanks. We can unlock them so we can actually utilize the monopropellant on this stage. Alright, that is getting extremely annoying already. So I'm going to see if going to the Space Center and back will be able to fix that. Serpent X2 lander. Let's fly it. Nope. Okay. Then why? What is that? Okay. It's nothing there. It's like a status or something. Nope. Alright, how did that get there? Oh, it went away. Okay, I don't know what I did, but it worked. Awesome. So I need to wait till about at my periapse to do any maneuvers here. In fact, I need to wait to just before my periapse, it looks like. Alright, burn here. Let's go retrograde. Let's activate this engine. Okay. So I want a periapse of close, but not too close. So once we start going under the terrain there, that's a bad sign. So I'm going to try to boost myself up just a bit with my reaction control system, just so I don't crash. Make sure we do have... Okay, we're not burning through monopropellant at any significant rate, so I'm fine. Next thing we need to do is a plane change maneuver to get the get what we want underneath us. Let's close that clock. We don't need that open at all times. So at about down here, we need to burn southward? We need to burn east, whatever one is to our east. Specifically southeast. We need to burn in this direction. That's southwest. I am dubious as to the efficacy of burning in that direction. I need to burn southeast, it looks like. The only south that's here is southwest. The other one is northeast. Yeah, that's the right direction. Okay. I have no idea why then. Why I'm getting confused. Okay, so that puts me squarely over where I want to land. It's a pretty view of Eden from here. So now I want to land, like, right there. I don't know. That doesn't look at all flat is the thing. There's a significant absence of flatness here. Let's open up the big view. Shift it up to the right. Nope. Down. To the left. Down. More to the left. There we go. That's what we want to see. So I want to land there, and I'm going to have a bugger of a time doing it on my first try. So let's quick save it. And open landing gear for landing. Very optimistic about this landing. Okay, it looks like there's a bit of a hill that we need to land on. Let's start closing off our horizontal speed. Because I think we want to be right here-ish. Oh, we're already coming over where we need to be. Does this give me an altitude? No, it's in the middle of Highlands, though. So I believe it's still going to be right on the right on where we want to be. So I am going to actually boost myself up just a bit. Turning in this direction. I very much do not want to crash. See, these are apparently the poisonous flats. That's just wrong. These are not flat at all. Which is potentially some evidence in favor of the theory that these are a different biome than the other poisonous flats. Because this is all poisonous flats, apparently. Which just seems wrong. The problem is I don't want to land on too big of a slope. This thing does not have a very wide landing base. Let's drift a bit. It looks like it might be flat closer in there. Or 8 degrees. 8 degrees is fine. enough. Watch the suicide burn altitude. 16 degrees is not okay. We have plenty of fuel. We can go somewhere else if that's required. Looks like this will be fine. Okay, don't die. Good. You're not dead. Excellent. And now the moment of truth. Is this a different biome? This is not a different biome. This is the same biome. Lame. Okay, can I transmit data? I cannot transmit science. Darn. So, all that's going to be different. Oh, apparently don't have seismic data from poisonous flats yet. Look at this. You're going to get an extra 27 science out of that. That's fine. Let's collect, restore, collect, restore, and do our surface sample, because we will get science from that. Take surface sample, an extra 30 science, EVA report's going to be worthless. Plant flag. Serpent X2 landing doesn't look very flat to me. Meh face. I just noticed there's like stuff written on the pack. Looks just like the Kerbal Space Program logo though. It's probably nothing of importance. Okay. So now we need to rendezvous with the Serpent X, and we could take off right now and do the rendezvous, or wait for our things to line up. But I'm just going to take off right now and do the rendezvous. So it looks like take off to the northeast. Which is that direction. No, it's that direction. Let's quick save this. We have another 400 meters per second in these tanks. That's the last way to do for this mission. Though we have fuel for several. To transfer what fuel we have over to the mothership, so that it has plenty of fuel for its mission. Okay, so I'll need to enter in a lower orbit than the Serpent X is. And also, that much of a plane change maneuver. So it's at about 25 kilometers. We can drop to actually not that far behind it. Let's go to 20. That should be enough. I like 15. Okay, so we dropped our dropped those fuel tanks, so we don't need to lug them into orbit. That's good. Nice 15. And to point southward for this plane change. Okay, now we just need to do our maneuver whenever it says we should. It says we should right about there. Which is almost exactly half an orbit from us. Go 0.6 kilometers is fine. We can also so that's an ascending node, so we need to go southward to counter it. Also just fix that up real quick while we're passing that node. There we go. That was actually a bit too strong. Just gonna use my reaction control system to fix it. Now we're down to 0.3 kilometers. Where is our target? There it is. Don't crash, please. That would be very sad if I broke off solar panels. Okay. Let's set as target. Control from here. Open this up. And orient ourselves properly. Nope, too far. Okay. Let's back up and start the transfer over towards being parallel. Alright, and can't transfer directly because we want to actually transfer all the science. So let's take all that data. Oh, careful there. Let's take all that data and move it manually into the command pod. Okay. Everything else, I believe, has already been done. Pressure data, mystery goo. I mean, yeah, I guess we could get just a tiny bit of more science. May as well. May as well. Can we transmit? Cannot transmit. So we literally don't have any antenna on this ship. That's intelligent of me, especially for relying on probes to do this flight. Okay. So we've done everything that we want to do on the surface. Let's refuel as much as we can. Which will involve monopropellants. So clearly, it's not going to take all the monopropellant that the lander has to refuel the main stage, which means we can deorbit the main stage with the monopropellant and use all the liquid fuel that the lander stage has without having to worry about refueling the lander stage. So, or without having to worry about deorbiting the lander stage. So, let's undock that. We still have control because it's a probe. Then we can just point it this way and run the main, or the forward reaction control systems until we no longer have an orbit. That's plant flag, 150 grand. Awesome. And there we go. This is now a piece of space junk that's going to crash majestically into Serpent. Alright, now we need to figure out which one of these hulks is... Actually, we don't. We just need to rendezvous with every single one of these wrecks and blow them up. How best to do that? Do we get these outer ones first? I know Franzi's one that we need to blow up. I think we should get these outer ones first before going into the equator and low orbit to get those. So let's just pick one at random. You are the closest to like the lowest orbit of the high orbit ones. So we need to rectify this. We need to burn northward, which is this direction conveniently. Let's open up our rendezvous panel so I don't have to have the map screen open for this at all times. I believe Monad's a wreck that I absolutely know. See, I don't know if moving a Kerbal into a seat that has C4 will give the Kerbal access to that C4. Of course, we have lost all control. Well, except for the pilot control. Have 3,000, and we need about 200 to go back to, I'll round up and say 300 to get back to Eden. So just keep that in mind. That's good enough. We could do the same on the other side. The lander just exploded. That's fine. Except this one's going to need to be pointing the other direction. We did start that burn a little bit too early. That's fine. Better to have too much time than not enough time. Speaking of which, we have plenty of time. Once we get survivors in here, we'll have enough time to get back to Eden. So it only takes like a day to get to Eden from here. Okay, at this point, I can actually just wait to finalize this. Just the last little bit. There we go. 0.00. So now it shouldn't be more than about an orbit to get a good interception. Just from the way orbits work. It's going to be almost exactly one orbit. Whoop, too far. Yeah, I'm pointing right at it too. That's funny. That's probably good enough. I can do the rest once we're up there. It's only 16 kilometers away. That's practically next door. Of trash, just to make sure that we have enough Delta V to pick up all 4 rescues. But I'll do that after I get this. I was going to go in with the reaction control system because we have the monopropellant, and these are far less efficient engines than the nuclear engine. So if we burn off our monopropellant fuel, then we're going to be lighter every time we use the engine. It is going to take just a bit longer to do the maneuver, or the rendezvous, but I don't particularly care. So one of the things you can do, once you reach this point, is orient yourself this way and then burn like radial, anti-radial, and see which one affects the intersection here the most. And for now it looks like just pointing towards it affects the intersection the most. And as you can see, my relative speed is also going down for this intersection here. Also see, unfortunately, that my velocity vector is already moving away from the target position. So if I just burn straight down, that'll move it back. Also increasing my distance, and I don't like that. Okay, we'll fix it at 10 kilometers. 10 kilometers is okay. fact, we're going to get far closer than 10 kilometers. Right, 0.7. I like it. Bet you it's empty. It is empty. Okay. So we've already rescued Monad. We just need to blow up his stuff. There it is. So let's go down there. Open up the inventory. Can't equip it because we're not an engineer. Alrighty. Let's get it nice and close. Let's set this up for 60 seconds, 10-meter radius, activate. Farewell, Monad's wreckage. You will not be missed. there it is. Oh, wrong button. Man, how long is 60 seconds? There we go. Kablamo! Okay. Alright. And now Franzi has already been rescued, so let's go to Camp. Because I am 100% sure Camp is a name that we don't have yet. So let's do an actual planned maneuver here rather than just guesstimating. There. Keep our orbit relatively circular. 96. Yeah, we should have plenty of fuel to do everything. Emphasis on should. Okie dokie. So it's gonna be a fair few number of orbits before we get another encounter. But an encounter we get right about there. Let's make sure that we actually get an encounter. Somewhere over there. I like it. In 4 hours, we warp to the node. Yes. We've started constructing the first station. We have not. We just docked a lander with a command module that is not constructing a first station. Jeez. Those world firsts are always very aggressive at them. Alright. Man, this mission has been going on a long time so far. Boom. I like it. Does this tell me the closest approach? No, it does not. That's fine. Okay. We do want to turn ourselves around. So now that it's loaded in, we have all of these warnings about it not having enough anything. Which is a bad thing that we want to avoid. But we have enough time to do a rendezvous with it before people start dying. Let's switch over. Gamke as an engineer. Awesome. Use some engineers. We do not need any more pilots. Which means that all of the people that are around the equator are going to be pilots. Let's get you set into place and see if Kamkin now has the things that I loaded into that slot. He does not. So I literally only have 4. I only have the 4 explosives, which is not ideal. I should have just given Tampon several. So let's open up hers and Kamki's and just transfer over everything. Gamke, go and blow up your own thing. So in light of that, we're not even gonna rendezvous with the other pod that we don't need. Why do I keep clicking that button? I don't know. Too far. Set up. Let's give ourselves a full 2 minutes to get out of here. Or 200 seconds. That's not 2 minutes. I can do math. That's over 3 minutes, but that's fine. Wrong button again. It's not like I'm not short on reaction control or EVA fuel. Okay, so somewhere down here is our things that we need to people we need to rescue. Surface of Serpent, we've got that. Have a thermometer. Damn it, that thermometer. Okay, rescue Donvi, Lumor, and Seedon. So, Seedon, Lumor, and Donvi. Let's get Seedon first. Of course, we're on the exact opposite end, and that is going to explode soon, but luckily it only has a range of a few, or 10 meters. So, circular or match planes. Align ourselves with that. I wonder if it'll explode since I time warped. Yep, it still explodes. Okay, that's good to know. So 19-second burn. Too far. Should put me roughly along with the equator. So I just need to find out where I need to descend. It's clearly not there. It's about there. Of course, we're gonna find them in the darkness. The darkness. No, this is not a destiny. Okay. I would like to maximize or minimize that number. That's close enough. Alright, let's get rid of that and this, which we don't need. Let's not overshoot our vector. What was that? That was Francie's pod. Nice. I probably could push it. Deorbit it via pushing. Nah, I won't. That's just stupid. It's just silly. I want to do other things on this stream than just this one mission. I want to build space stations. Build interplanetary probes. Need to be watching my life support, because as we get more and more people onto the ship, life support supplies will start to decrease at a faster rate. And once we get to like 1.5 days, then I'm going to start to be worried. At any rate, we need to decrease this. Alright, 0.3 meter, or 0.3 kilometers is fine. It's enough to run the EVA. What I can do, actually, I know it's going to be a decrease. What I can do is figure out how to negate this plane change here with RCS. So it's descending node, which means I need to fire to the north, which is to my left, or to my right. Is it working? It is. Ha ha ha! Brilliant. So now what's the intersection say? 1.3 kilometers. Damn it. 0.3. There we go. Much better. And there it is. Just 50 miles beneath us. 50 kilometers. Hello, goodbye. Man, this thing has crappy acceleration. So slow. Let's go back at 10 meters per second. Hopefully that'll give us enough time to slow or turn around. Alright, may as well have you eject and come forward. Intercept. Ah, damn it. What the heck? What is happening? Okay. That was an excitement and a half. I also noticed that the rescue craft bounced off my nuclear engine there. So that happened. I'm glad it didn't destroy it. That would have been very bad. Oh, it didn't bounce off the nuclear engine, it bounced off the... Oh, it did bounce off the nuclear engine, but then this flipped itself around. Okay. Still, nothing exploded. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. Okay. Seedon is an engineer. Great. More engineers. That's just what we need. Actually, engineers are fine. Where's the craft? There it is. Inventory. Nope. 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 I forgot that I can't actually maneuver once I'm in the inventory. So I have to get myself close and velocity nulled enough such that I can hopefully... There we go. And now I need to grab it. Nope. I need to grab it. Nope. I need to grab it. Nope. Come on. Come on! I totally clicked on it. Jeez. There we go. Oh. Perfect. Perfect. Just great. Okay, you know what? You get to be cheated into submission there. Set up. Let's give myself a long time. 300 seconds. In which direction is my ship? There it is. Ugh, I hate that. I hate that it switches. Nope, it's not the ship. Oh, there it is. Oh my gosh, that is so disorienting. Okay. Back though. I am stable. I'm alive. Okay. Let us get out of here. So I'm just gonna boost myself into a higher orbit. I just realized I'm in a suborbital trajectory. So yeah, I definitely need to boost myself into a higher orbit. So let's do that. The next targets are... I didn't even have to blow that up. No, come back! It's already gonna crash! No, I'm sad. Could have used that explosive on another piece of equipment. But that also means that I can just push the other two away. Lumor, I believe, is another person, and Donvi is another person we need to save. So save Seedon, Lumor, and Donvi. Yes. So Lumor is next. So he has an orbit of 85 to 5, or 8.5 to 5.5. So let's go up to 20? 15. 15's orbit. There we go. That's going to explode in probably soon. In fact, I'm going to watch it just in case it deloading after 22.4 kilometers makes the explosive just vanish. Question is, will it explode before it hits the ground? Answer is maybe not, actually. Did it actually hit the ground? It hit the ground first. Damn it. Okay, let's go to the tracking station. That is just a disappointment. Serpent X2. Okay. So we're going up towards our apoaps. We already have our target set on Lumor's Hulk. Okay, and we need to know when to do the maneuver. Appears to be right around there somewhere. Awesome. Two days, that's another hour. Ugh, we're cutting it close. Should have put more life support on this thing. Okie dokie. Now let's fine tune. Because we can do a lot better than 0.9. We can also do a lot better than 0.0. I like 0.1. I like not immediately just crashing in at 15 meters per second. Let's see if I can do on purpose what I did on accident last time. After I rescue this guy, obviously. And he's a pilot. Of course he's a pilot. Why would he be anything but a pilot? Alright, where's... there it is. Clearly I'm going to have to pay through the teeth to get scientists. Cannot board a full module. Right, there are already 3 people there. Which is why I brought the hitchhiker container. With no extra food, because I'm a genius. Okay, let's orient ourselves this way. Power forward at a good clip of a meter per second, I guess. We aren't exactly on the prograde retrograde. In fact, I'm going to try to fix that. I want to push this way, yes. Because I want that to be pointing directly west of me. That would be ideal. It's going to be somewhere around here, probably. Alright. Now let's push forward. Stop it spinning. Even though it's definitely going to start spinning again. Once I actually touch it. Yay, I did it. Okay. Let's get out of Dodge now. Because we're going to be short on life support, I'm going to bump this up to 30 kilometers. Oh, we are very short on life support. Okay. Okay, let's save this. This is not good. This is several degrees of not good. And we have more than half left in this can. Ugh. No me gusta. What is the earliest time at which I could rendezvous with you? If I burn prograde here. Yeah, so I just have to burn prograde until I get a rendezvous. Brilliant. It's only half an hour away. I can afford a half an hour of life support. Famous last words, I know. I'm gonna die a half an hour before re-entry. That's exactly how this is gonna work. Okay. Point one's fine. Let's quick save this, because I really don't want to die. Good enough. And of course you're another pilot. Ah, I don't want pilots. I have so many pilots. And they're quickly becoming obsolete. I don't need this many. Okay, it looks like going around to the other side is what I need to do. Yeah. Grab. Board. Let's get Kamki out there with the explosives. Okay. This is ridiculous. I'm just always going to be using the orbital camera. Goodness gracious. Let's give it a bunch of seconds. Okay. Orbit, forward. Okay, we're going to go basically straight into a Eden return trajectory. No, why? Stop, go away. Goodness. Brilliant. Just about right there. We are far enough away from that craft. We should be safe from the explosion. Yep. Okay. And how much life support do we have left? We have a day. And it is going to take, I don't know, about a day. This is going to be cutting it close. Note to self, don't forget life support in the future. That satellite that needs a thermometer attached to it. Ah, so ridiculous. Okay, 1 day and 36 minutes. I have 1 day and 26 minutes. Oh, it's gonna be 10 minutes. I can cut 10 minutes off. I can cut 10 minutes off this trip time. Watch me. Okay, the trick is going to be burning prograde at this point, but in such a way, it's going to be a mixture of prograde and anti-radial. Okay, so the number I'm aiming for now is beneath 5 hours and 11 minutes. Okay. Oh, okay. So if I burn straight prograde, it's going to raise my apoaps. And if I burn straight this way, that also increased the time. So do I have to burn this way and retrograde? No. Do I have to burn up and retrograde? That makes no sense. Yeah, that's increasing my orbit time. It's definitely prograde, some amount. And I would think anti-radial to keep the periaps from going up too high. So there we go. Time to periaps is decreasing, while periaps itself is increasing. That's what happened. So let's put this up to like, I don't know, 200. And then burn anti-radial to fix it back down to 35. That's given us an extra half hour of food and supplies. So we're at 4:47 and we have 5:08. So yeah, there's 20 minutes of food and supplies. I like it. Oxygen's running out. I get it. I get it. We're gonna be fine, though. We're gonna be just 100% dandy. Let's launch this off to the north. This will also be the first time landing a double thing with only 3 parachutes. So hopefully that won't be a problem. Alright. And rotate to the retrograde. You served us well, core stage. Now go irradiate the atmosphere for me. Bothered to check that the hitchhiker itself wouldn't explode from just direct contact with the heat shield. Whoa there. So that's why I always launch it perpendicular to the orbit rather than parallel with it, just in case something like that happens and hits me. Water depleted. We have plenty of water. We have 20 minutes of water. Just don't drink for 20 minutes. You'll be fine. And safely back home. Have science with us, right? Good. We do. .6 meters, not too bad. Not too bad. You guys just need to not get thirsty for the next 500 meters, and you'll be fine. Alright, recover, and we're good to go. Wow, that took 2 hours just to do that one mission. Jeez. Admittedly, it was a very intensive mission. We got a little bit of science from it. We got some parts refunded, and we got a bunch of crew. Now we have way more pilots and engineers than we could ever want, and we still only have, like, 4 scientists, and I've bought 2 of them. Ugh. Just the worst. Okay. Of the Atlas, polar orbit of Eden. That's a good. It's a good chunk of money for a polar orbit. Station around Serpent. I will do that eventually. Science from around Serpent. That's okay. Deliver it to Eden. 400 ore. Do I actually have extracting and stuff? I don't. That's up here. Why do I get a mission for it then? Oh well. I do want the grabber, but I can't. So, never mind then. Are there any asteroids in our vicinity that we could nab? Or do we not get to look at that yet? Nope. We don't get to look at that yet. I'm guessing the Sentinel orbit, or the Sentinel will do that. Osiris is still on the way. We have Atlas coming up, which is, or Pearl coming up, which is this, and Atlas, which is this, and Seth, which I believe is this one. They're all very close to each other, which means I should probably start launching probes to that effect. I am gonna hire another scientist, just because I have so few scientists, and I want them. I need them. Alright. What I am going to do is we have our mobile science processing unit in space already. I want to add on to it. Specifically, I want to add on an expansion for more science. What that's going to require is me to build one of these first. It's basically just going to be a hub. A science hub. And then directly on that, I may as well throw on the research lab. How heavy is this so far? Do I get to... Can I just like slap on an engine? Where's a radial engine? You'll do. No, it has to have fuel. Of course it has to have fuel. So, are there any like radial tanks that I can slap on? No, of course not. Fine, let's do this. Do this the cheap way. Bam. So this just tells me how heavy it is, which will help me be able to build it out. So I want that. I probably want a zoology bay on there as well. The other thing is the cyclotron. That's already very heavy. So I'm just going to keep it to the zoology bay at the moment. And what I do want to add are these things. Specifically two there, and two there, and that should be good. In fact, I'm going to remove those for now, because I'm just going to automatically ship this up with some. So I don't know whether or not this actually works, because all the times that I've gotten, or I've tried to get it to work, I haven't been able to, but I might just be a stupid person. I don't know. So, I'm going to try it again. And what we need to do are these little experiments. So we have creature comforts, which are for this, and plant growth, which is just generic science, and these quark things, which require a spectrometer. Actually, they might not require a spectrometer. So the pro grade requires a cyclotron. Oh, they require a cyclotron to get the quarks, right? So currently we can only do creature comforts and plant growth. Oh, there's a cyclotron, which is even heavier than the spectrometer. So you have these things, and then they, when you perform the research on them, you bring these modules back to Kerbin, or not Kerbin, Eden, and get the science from them that way. But like I said, I have not managed to get this to actually work. So hopefully it's just me being stupid, and I will get it to work at some point. So, let's throw that on there. I do want this to come off, and to supply it with not that, but a little bit of fuel. And some reaction control systems. Of course, you aren't going to work. That's fine. That's fine. I'll just manually do you. There we go. And you probably need some power generation. A very small battery. And a small heat shield. Just to be safe. Because I don't know how effective these things are at fending off atmosphere. So this is the basic experiment part. In fact, I'm going to save this as a little, I guess it'll be a base module, even though that's just ridiculous. Orbital science experiment. No description. So the idea is I can just do that, pull off the heat shield, and exchange one of them, so I can have like a plant growth. Nope. There we go. On one of them, and a creature comforts on the other. And I can just easily exchange these at will, what science experiments they actually are, while keeping all of the control stuff available. But you notice these kind of stick out like a sore thumb. So, I'm going to get rid of this now. I don't need those. So what I'm going to do is, instead of launching them that way, I'm probably going to launch them up separately. Nah. Let's go bold. Actually, let's undo that. There we go. The creature comforts one requires also kibble. So I should have at the bottom of this just a kibble storage thing. There we go. And you can refill the kibble at some point. So that's that. Now we need to actually launch this. I'm going to do the... let's just put that on there, and that on there, but then like 4 of them. And then the service engine. That's good. That's plenty. That actually needs to have... I don't like it. I don't like it. I wish there was like a radial probe core that you could just stick onto something. How could we deorbit this without deorbiting it? We could grab it at some point in the future with a grabber and deorbit it that way. We could push it. We could blow it up with explosives. I don't like any of those options. Arg. Fine, I'll just do a stupid probe core. But then hide it very well. Go away, probe core, I don't want you. There we go. So there's that. Let's slap on some power for it. What we absolutely, definitely 100% need, once we get that open, is reaction control systems. So it can be maneuvered. Let's place some there too. Yeah. Awesome. Actually, let's just move this up. And that looks like it needs to go up a bit more. Alright. We do have the giant solar panels, so I will add giant solar panels onto this. But where is the question? I think right here. And on the kibble. I'm going to put 4 on the kibble. So this is a dead end, but I do have this splitter here so that you can attach more modules at some point in the future. And what I also want to do is copy these, move them down here, but just remove these bits, just so we can have multiple multiple experiments attached to it at any given time. Alright. These are going to wobble all over the place once we actually start launching this, but I don't think I care, and I don't think it'll mess things up too badly. So, that's that. Actually, if I move this thing back open, that will actually help me out in the future. Alright, this is 70 tons. Do we have a launch vehicle capable of launching 70 tons? We do not. We have the Apollo 1, which I really should have named Artemis instead of Apollo. So let's build a decoupler, slap the Apollo on there. So this doesn't have either the thrust weight ratio or the delta V to get this even close to orbit. That's fine, because we can expand. We can add the Thor rockets like we had on the previous launch vehicle. But like not suckily so. Let's move you down and move you down. So let's see. Together you create 1.85. So that's enough thrust, but that's not enough. That's not enough delta V to get anywhere close to space. So we're gonna ditch this. Replace it with liquid rocket boosters, or liquid boosters. Yeah, it's just going to be basically another core stage of the, excuse me, of the Apollo 1 attached to the side, but like not in a way that sucks. That's close enough. And let's just triple up those engines. And let's do asparagus staging. So we have all three, they launch, those fall off, and we get a decent amount of thrust out of this thing. Fortunately, it's not quite enough for this main stage here. We're going to have a period of time where we're at less than one thrust weight ratio, which is not good. So if we just add a few of these engines to the core stage, I'm gonna do it like, nope, that, and that. There we go. And we get a little bit more thrust out of it. What we also want to do is slap on a big nose cone for this, and ullage motors. I don't think we need the large. We can just stick with the small ullage motors right now. So I want those to fire when these come off. I also want them to be down here, facing away, like that. Boom. Okay, hopefully that works. We do need struts. I forgot to check atmospheric. Okay, that's okay. Struts. And struts. And probably it would not hurt to do even more struts on this core stage. Like that. Brilliant. Alright. That is, I will call this orbital science module. probably should strut these things up, but I won't. I don't care that much. Okay. So that is that. Yes. Awesome. So we have enough thrust, we have enough delta V, we have enough thrust even at sea level, just barely, for this all to be working. In fact, since it's just barely, we may as well have all engines fire simultaneously. That gives us a little bit extra thrust at the beginning. Alright, save that. I'm not missing anything, am I? I don't think I am. Just in case, I'm going to throw a basic antenna onto this stage. Alright, let's get this into space. Specifically, up to the thing that we're going to, up to our orbital station. Let's warp to the VAB switchover. So we only have whatever 40 minus 14 is, or 40 divided by 14, which my math tells me is at most 4, less than 4, before our Pearl encounter. Let's launch that. We don't want anyone in this. That would be great. Awesome. Launch vehicle, yeah, sure. I feel like I'm missing power storage on this, and it will probably die on the shadow side of the planet, which worries me. How much power storage do I have? 2,000. But a lot of those are on the experiments. Yeah, the stage itself does not have any actual electrical storage. Should I fix that? I feel like I should while I'm thinking about it. So I'm just going to revert to the vehicle assembly building really quick. I'm going to slap on the fancy batteries too. Ooh, the big batteries. Let's not do the giant batteries. Let's slap on 4 there. That fits. I like it. Okay. Make sure that there's no crew left. Good. Okie dokie. So here is our monstrosity. Here is where we're trying to get the monstrosity. So let's just launch. This is not going to go well. Do I have a flight engineer somewhere on this? I don't remember putting one on. Yet clearly I do. Okie dokie. Lift into the sky. This might be the heaviest thing I've launched so far. Clearly, I had to build a different launcher for it, so it's definitely heavier than the X2 that I just launched. Perfect. Alright. Oh, I meant to control from there so it was less wobbly. Too late. Ah. I have basically no reaction wheel control off of this thing. So thankfully, I do have you. I don't want you guys to be used up though. So we should just be drawing from these tanks. Alright. Have a lot more electric charge too though. That's good. Rescue, 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 save. A lot of people, a lot of money. Awesome. Okay. Quick save and save. That's good. Okie dokie. So I'm in orbit, have a 2.2 meter or 2.2 degree thing to fix. Which is not insignificant. Thankfully, easily within my capabilities. Within the delta V of this little tug stage. Alright, there we go. So now we just need to figure out where we need to be, which might be on that orbital chain, and it is. Awesome. It's an hour and 20 minutes away. don't think I'm going to change that all that much. Just by burning RCS thrusters. Tell it's having problems keeping the orientation proper. I like 0.3. 0.3 is good. Okay, let's rotate this around. So it takes about 2 minutes to burn 400 meters per second. So it'll be about 30 seconds to burn what we have. And 30 seconds times half of this is 60. 30 times 60 is about 180 meters. That sounds right, 1.8 kilometers. That's much better. So it'll take about 1.8 kilometers for me to decelerate. I got it right for the 60 meters. That was close. Kinda. Alright, and it would actually probably be easier to dock that thing with this. But that's the boring way of doing it. Okay. Okay, let's get rid of that. Let's open up this. I don't know what I'm actually targeting. I wonder if I need to be closer. I want to target this one. Yeah, I need to be closer. within 200 meters should be enough to target that port. Set as target. Awesome. I want to control from here to make sure that that's right. Alright. And let's slow down to 0.5. Okay, and I do want to rotate around. Oh. It's too far in that direction. Nope. Nope. Out of the way. Let's do the cheating method. There we go. Alright, and I want to hold that orientation, mostly. I'm going to worry about roll in a bit. Let's pull ourselves up away at 0.5 meters per second as we try to orient ourselves towards it. And push ourselves towards it. Why? Oh. Because I control tabbed or shift tabbed, which was stupid of me. Yep. Yep. Stop that, stop approaching it, certainly. Nope, I want to just increase speed just a bit. Of course it's running out, because this thing does not have enough power storage to handle it. So stop research, jeez. Okay. Alright. Now we should probably start slowing our ascent. Maybe not. Hey, we're back into the sunlight anyway. Do you want to target that? So we get an actually correct information. Alright, there we go. Now we can resume translating to the side. The reason I'm not too worried about the roll just yet is because these have a side that has all ladders on them. And this has a side that has all ladders on them, and I want to align those two. And I believe the all ladder side is actually over there. Nope. I just did a bad job aligning this, the command mod pod thing. Oh well. Overshot just a little bit. No. Okay, let's start pushing in. At any rate. Actually, let's not start pushing in that fast. Because I do need to orient myself with the ladders. And I went the long way around, didn't I? There we go. Let's stop this, because I need to reorient myself and re-click the hold button. Because clearly, that got disconnected at some point. There we go. Let's realign laterally. Let's trim up that roll. Now we can push forward. And connected. So this probably got changed, the name changed to Orbital Science Module, which I don't really care because this is definitely not mobile anymore. I was dumb when I built this thing. But now we're here. We have more solar panels and more power storage. So we can open up all of those. Alright, and what we can do is transfer monopropellant into the mobile side. So that this still has some control after we depart. Alright, that still has monopropellant. This doesn't store monopropellant. This doesn't store monopropellant. Everything else is good. Everything's dandy. Awesome. We can now decouple this. Alright. So there we go. Now it's just basically hold N until this number drops down. Oh, I'm stupid. This has an engine on it. There we go. Okay, we can resume science. Resume researching. How much science do we have? We have 137. That's a lot. A lot. Okay, we also have some scientists on here. Precisely 2. Milford. I'm going to move up into here. See, there's no start research thing or anything, but it also says not enough crew. We can't do any of these researches, unfortunately. So what happens if we move Milford up into here? So now we have a research lab. It's active, but we can't do any of the experiments. So yeah, this just doesn't work. Darn. Operational, crew report. Can't actually run the experiment. Okay, fine. Let's transfer Milford back into the main science thing. So unfortunately, it's not that this mission was pointless per se, since it gave us more power and power capacity, but the station science is not going to be happening, unfortunately. Which means the only other ways that I can get science are pulling asteroids, or waiting for this to process, and pulling asteroids, or science from asteroids, and getting surface samples from them. At least until my various probes can reach their destinations. But, on the other hand, I have, I'm growing a space station here. Nice, decent space station. Alright. I think that's going to be it for this session, though. I'm going to go back to the Space Center. So we have the Pearl transfer in 40 days. What's next? I do have another 15 minutes before my 3-hour mark. I have Pearl transfer in 40 days, Atlas in 50, Seth in 60. So I'm gonna need three probes out. Atlas's probe, or not Atlas, Pearl's probe is gonna be a doozy because Pearl has several moons. And we're going to want to get all of the data from all of the moons, which means we either need 4 separate spacecraft, which I think is ridiculous, or 1 spacecraft with just the most ridiculous amounts of delta V, which we can do now that we have nuclear rockets. So let's see what we can do on building that out really quick. So I want the more expensive one. Don't skimp on this probe. Let's give it some fancy-dancy structural payload things. We do have... So I don't necessarily want a relay antenna. I think this is the biggest antenna we have. So we have the relay that's this, but we also have this, which is the same amount, and it's a direct. Since I'm just going to build the 1 spacecraft, I'm just going to use the direct. What I do want to have on here is a survey scanner. I actually don't need that big thing for the survey scanner. I can just plomp the survey scanner right on top there. Brilliant. Thermometer is rerunnable. The seismic is going to be useless because we're not going to land. That is rerunnable. Let's put it on the other side. We do need those. But I think so far it's just those 2 that I need to do right now. I do want to not forget this, so I'm just going to throw that on there immediately. Okay. So, if I pop that on there and do this, actually I don't want to do that. If I plop liquid fuel on there and do that, that gives me 3.5. If I put the equivalent amount of regular fuel plus this engine, That gives me 3.8. And the reason between those is this is a very heavy engine. And this is a very light engine. So before I even make a judgment on that, what I need to do is put everything else on the spacecraft. So I need, let's put on the big batteries. I need batteries. I need power. This is all adding mass, and the more mass I add, the more likely it is that this iteration, or the nuclear iteration, is going to be better than this. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of that entirely. Get rid of that entirely. No, that was a stupid idea. What I'm going to do is put on 2 of them with the nuclear engine at the bottom. This is already not enough delta V that I want, but bear with me on this. Let's put on the power storage. How much power storage is that? That's a significant amount, but I don't think it's quite enough to do everything that I want. So I'm just going to go all out big power. And I do definitely need to go all out big power on power generation, because we are going out to the far end of, or far away from the sun, which will require a lot of solar panels. I'm just going to do 3-fold so that they don't collide. So if you go like this, nope, there we go. If you go like that, you can see that they're not going to collide, but if on 4-fold symmetry, they would collide. So I do just want 3-fold on that, but I also want them to be stored vertically at the moment. So I have power, generation. I need the antenna, which costs 0.075. So let's slap that on there. So I need something that weighs 0.075 on the other side. I have those 2, and there's a third. I don't have the third yet. Okay. So none of these weigh 0.075, unfortunately. Good. I want it to extend that direction. I also want it to be up there then. In which case, unfortunately, do I have any control? Yeah, I'm gonna slap a control module on there. Okay, I have power, I have stuff, or science, I have a communication antenna, I have the science module, I think that's everything I'll need. It's not everything I'll need, but I think that's everything for this bit. So I'm going to move everything up, including ARG. Okay. Clearly, 3-fold symmetry is just the name of the game right now. So I'm going to do 3-fold on the batteries as well. So let's move those up, which means you need to be positioned somewhere between the 2. Nope, undo that. You need to be positioned somewhere between the 2. You need to be positioned somewhere between the 2. And then you guys can move up. Arg. I'm getting... Okay, what happens when you extend? What do you look like? Can you extend facing the other way and not hit anything? You can. Good. You extend that way, and you extend that way. There is some minor clipping. Let's move you down until it's not an issue. Or flip you around that way. I think that's the worst case scenario. I don't like that. So I'm just going to move you down there. Brilliant. Or, what would make even more sense, swap you two. You can be up as high as you want. Well, not that high, but that high. And you can be up there. You, I don't really care. And then you guys, nope, you guys can go up there. Awesome. Now, the issue is, this isn't enough Delta V. I want a ridiculous amount of Delta V. How I'm going to accomplish that is by having some staging. Like that. And that gives us an extra 2,600 meters per second. If I asparagus stage this properly, let's see. Ooh, I forgot about that bit. Okay, that's not good. If instead of asparagus staging, I do this. Ooh, if instead of asparagus staging, check this out. I do this. It's the same difference as asparagus. No, come on, game. It's the same point as asparagus staging. The difference being, instead of laterally, it's all vertical. That gives me an extra 2,000 meters per second. Ideally, this would go straight into that tank. But, let's see if I can manage to actually figure that out. If I get a structural element on this thing, how would I do that? Clearly not under structural elements. Do the cheaty way of something like this, which is the same thing. There we go. Alright. So then you can ditch this at some point, and then ditch this at some point. Awesome. Ideally, at points that they will crash into something so they don't clutter up space. So this is my probe. Let's retract that. Let's retract this. And it only weighs 20 tons. Only. How much power do these things hold? They hold a lot of power. I like it. Good. Alright. It does mean that until these actually fall off, I can only use this one solar panel. But that's fine. I don't care. In fact, while we're here, what happens if I do that? What does that look like? I don't know if I like that. This, just so we get some solar power, or we know we're going to get some solar power. Actually, what would make even more sense is just to do this. Yeah. So we know we can get some solar power while these are here. Probably not enough to like transmit science or anything, but hopefully enough to do something. I don't know. I don't know what I'm on about. That's stupid. If we're gonna do that, we may as well do this. If that takes off a whole... What is that? A whole 100 meters per second off of my delta V. I don't like that. No. Take it away. Okay. So this is our spacecraft. We need to launch this into orbit. I don't want that shroud on there. Just because the shroud can get in the way and it's extra space junk. This is 20, what's the word I'm looking for? Tons. I'm tired. I should go to bed. That's not the one I'm looking for. So, what we can do with that, hop on. We don't have 2.5 meter fairings. That's interesting. Okay. You're going to be launched unfairinged for now. What we can do is just slap on this thing. Because it has almost enough fuel to get it up into orbit. And with this staging setup, you know, it would make more sense since we're going to be doing this. We may as well triple up the staging. Threefold symmetry. There we go. Brilliant! Now we can actually use... Actually, if we move this down... Move these right as low as we can. There we go. Awesome. It's even heavier now, so we're actually going to need some boosters on this thing. But that's fine. I probably don't need the giant boosters. Let's change this around a bit. I might need the giant boosters. Let's go with Globe X. What does Globe X give us? Globe X gives us 3964. X2 gives us 3687. Thor gives us way too much. Let's go with the Globe X. Let's also thrust limit you down to the bottom so we don't just super overpower it the first little bit. And aerodynamics, nose cone. I think that's it. Nope. That's it. Alright, and they fire there. There, that should be good. 3671. I bet you if we just quadrupled this up. Come on. Grab the manifold. Instead of doing double, let's just do 4 solid rocket boosters. And sneak you in somewhere. Let's hold on there. Just above the fins. And of course, the ever needed struts. Alright, that gives us 4,000 meters per second. That's enough to get us into space. We cannot put a fairing on this just yet, but we might be able to in the future, in the near future. We call this the Pearl Probe. Let's save that. Let's leave, actually. And before I end the stream, I'm going to see if I can put a fairing on this. And how I'm going to do that is by going to our orbital science module probe. That's not the right thing to go to. That's not the right thing at all. No. It's just this thing. I don't care about this thing. I want the actual you. Switch to. Okay. If I transmit the science, then I'll be able to get another science thing. Wow. I have enough solar power generation now that I don't even need storage to transmit science. Alright. Yeah. There we go. And they're still researching. Honestly, they're probably going to give us just enough science from that one module alone to finish up the rest of the science that I need to start colonizing. Of course, I deleted both things. Good job, game. Alright. Somewhere around here is the fairing bases. Ah, the 2 and the 3 are on separate things. That's cheating. Well, it's not really cheating. Plus, I only really care about this one so far. Because this is just... yeah. I don't need any of this. I have yet to use any of these technologies in anything. So, I'm more than happy to move along this branch. Alright, so let's load up Pearl Probe. It's only 104,000. We're probably going to get more than that just off of World First prizes. Let's pull that down. Let's put on 2-meter fairing. There we go. Brilliant. Save that. And we'll probably just use the same probe to go to the other planets too, even though they don't need quite as much Delta V. It will be nice. Alright, that is that. That's what we're going to be launching next time. We're actually going to be launching it 3 times in a row, basically. Just to make sure that they're all in orbit for their respective things. And since I deleted that, timer, I have to rebuild it. Let's add Vab. Time 2 minutes from now. Let's just do it 0 minutes from now. Repeat after 14 days. Repeat. Awesome. Complete unclose. Brilliant. We have our Vab timer back in. I think it's a day off, unfortunately. Oops. Oh well, doesn't matter. Actually, what we could do is delete that. Let's add it back in. I want it to be in 13 days from now. Repeat after 14 days. Vab. Brilliant. Yes. Time interval. 13 days from now. Yeah, I like that. That's much better. Alright. So let's just skip forward to that. Watch a few days pass. And a beautiful sunrise.
Aha!
Plant flag, duct temperature surveys, surface outpost. So many rescues. They're very expensive rescues too. I wish I'd tell you what role they were before you could rescue them, or before you could select the mission. So it's like, oh, I would like to know that this person is a, you know, a scientist, say, because we definitely need more scientists. Scientists and engineers. But anyway, that's it for this time. I'll eventually come up with some sort of schedule for these, but that day is not this day. Sorry. Have fun, and have a good day. Thanks for watching if you have been.